Well, the Fever get a big-time win over the New York Liberty back at Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Tuesday night, 106-92. A statement win on the court. Statements made off the court, though, stealing the show, as has become all too common here with this Indiana Fever team and franchise and the WNBA at large. But this time, Stephanie White addressing the media before the game on Tuesday, and essentially in summation said, I'm tired of hearing about these narratives that I don't back my players. I do. We have great relationships, and if you don't feel that way, you can kind of fill in the blanks of the rest. It was fiery, it was passionate, and these players took exception to the narratives that have been kind of spread about their head coach not having their players' backs, not having, a good relationship with them, not doing enough at press conferences after situation after situation seems to happen with this Fever team. But this looked like an inspired group on Tuesday night. And Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, you'll hear in just a moment, said, we did this for Steph. We ride with Steph. We love her. She's our coach. And, she was booed. Stephanie White was booed by a good portion of this crowd before the game. There's a big, select group of this fan base that just thinks she's not doing enough as head coach or enough in support of her players. And these players and Stephanie White heard those narratives and addressed them, not only off the floor but on it. And I think we can talk about what happened on the floor from here on out. The Fever look like a team who can make the WNBA Finals 100%. I mean, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are bona fide superstars in this league. 28 points for Kelsey Mitchell. She rolls out of bed to 20 points. Caitlin Clark, 22 points, 10 assists. At halftime, the Fever were 11 of 14 from three. When they are hitting their threes like that, they are quite simply unbeatable. It's fun to watch. It's brilliant basketball out of the Indiana Fever. But Stephanie White was fiery. She was passionate. These players were fiery and passionate. I saw Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White share a very long hug embrace before the game, and I saw Sophie Cunningham and Stephanie White share a long hug embrace after the game as the players were coming off the press conference podium and Stephanie White was coming on. It's very clear they do have good relationships within that locker room, and they are a very tight-knit group, and they're playing good basketball. You don't play like the Fever have played since the All-Star break, and really starting before the All-Star break, if you aren't a tight-knit bunch. That's just sports. You can't do it. It's impossible. This group seems to be very, very tight-knit, and they're playing their best basketball at the best possible time. So, with that being said, Stephanie White, Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, after a big-time win over the New York Liberty, addressing all sorts of things, most notably what Steph said before the game. But this team and how they're playing at large, and a big-time win over the New York Liberty.
We've been made aware.
Okay. What did you think about the things she had to say, and why do you think she decided now was the time to do that?
I think there's just been a lot of outside noise, but our locker room is good, and that's what it is to be an Indiana Fever. On the staff, as a player, that when you come here, that's going to be one of the things that's going to try to distract you. But our locker room in there, it's tight, and we have each other's backs. Coach loves us. She didn't see the clip. At the end of the day, she didn't see the clip, and you know what, Dejanay, she is a hell of a player. She's a great defender, and so she coached her for I don't know how many years up in Connecticut. So give her flowers, and she didn't see it, and that's okay. Me and Steph are great. Steph is great with all of us, and so it's really the outside noise that's trying to distract us, but we're good.
Just because you brought up the player from last game, did you feel like there was more outside noise after that game?
You know what? I really don't care. I really don't care anymore. I'm trying to keep the main thing. I think we played an excellent game today against the Fever, against the Liberty.
We played ourselves.
Yeah,
Nice, Sophie.
We won. We shared the ball. I think our defense was really good. I think the third quarter we kind of were a little slumpy, but we got it back, and that's what's important. And we're trying to focus on the big picture here, and I think we really needed this win, and that is our focus: is every day trying to get better. And tonight we took care of business.
Caitlin, just to follow up, I know Sophie just spoke to Tony's question, but what was your kind of reaction to hearing what Steph said and just her message overall about kind of the divisiveness and like the league trying to stand right?
Yeah, I talked to Steph earlier in the day too, and I think we forget a lot of times, like, we're human, and she has feelings, and there's moments that are really hard, And sometimes that's just the job you sign up for. But at the same time, like, it's okay to feel those emotions. And I just told her, like, I've been through the same thing. Like, there's been days where I've been really upset, and you can have the thickest skin in the world, but sometimes it does get to you. And, you know, I think our world is just like, we love to hate. We love to divide. Like, that's all we want to do. Like, nobody wants to see each other succeed. And I think that's a really painful thing for myself to watch. I feel like we need to do a better job at uplifting each other. And I can assure you there was no way we were losing this game tonight. And I told her that before the game. Like, there was no way we were losing this game for her. And, you know, it's tough. Like, that's my head coach. Like, I hated that our fans booed her before the game. That made me a little sick, to be honest. And you can disagree and this and that, and I get it. It's professional sports. People are going to boo. But, like, at the end of the day, that's our head coach. And we're going to ride for her, and we're always going to have our back. And that's never going to tear our locker room apart. So I just love her, and I feel for her because I know it can be a lot at times. And she does a great job a lot of times blocking it out. But there's other moments where it can get under your skin, and that's just being human, and that's just life. Like, there are tough days and there are tough moments, but just proud of our group. Like, I think we showed, like, what we're all about tonight. Like, we came out, we had fun, we shared the ball, and, you know, we played with joy and a smile on our face. And to be honest, we really just did it for her, and we did it for each other and the girls in our locker room.
I'll do a basketball question for you guys.
That's great.
That's new.
Caitlin, I know we've talked about Kelsey kind of during this stretch she's in, but she had a career year last year. She comes back even better this year. I guess, how impressive and important has she been for you guys, especially during this kind of stretch you're in?
Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't miss. It's pretty incredible. Like, she's the best scorer in the league, hands down. It's not even close. Like, she just makes the game of basketball really pretty and really pure, and it's fun to, like, be in the backcourt with her. Like, I swear I just swing the rock, and it's, like, an automatic assist, and, like, it's fun just, like, getting to watch her do her thing. And it's fun to see, like, the joy and the passion that she has for the game. Like, she truly loves the game. She loves her teammates. She loves, you know, getting to compete and work every single day. Like, she truly, like, just puts her head down and, like, goes. Like, there's no extracurricular with her. Like, it's basketball, and, you know, she's going to have her teammates back. And it's just been fun to obviously watch her evolution from when I first got here. And obviously a lot of these moments, like, you know, they're for her. Like, they're special. Like, she's been through, you know, the worst of times with this organization. So I'm just really happy she's playing her best basketball right now, and she just continues to top, you know, the last night, and just keeps it moving forward, which really just happy for her.
Sophie, you mentioned being a little bit slumpy in the third quarter, but Liberty only got within 9, and you guys have had games where you've built up big leads and then kind of lost them entirely. So what does it mean to be able to stop that Liberty run at 9-point deficit and then be able to build it back up again?
Yeah, I think they went on, and I could be totally wrong on this, a 14-2 run. And when we build that really good lead in the first half, we got to, you know, put the pedal on the metal. We got to make a statement coming out of that third quarter. And so I think that's just an area of growth. We all know it, and we got to try to lock in and try to find a way to be successful of trying to punch first on in the third quarter. But overall, I think we had a really solid game. And like what C said, we really did play with just joy. And with everything going on, that's kind of been hard to do. And tonight was the night that we all just like clicked, and we had fun, and we did it for Steph, and we did it for everyone in the locker room. And so that third quarter almost got away from us, but we dialed it in, and we went on a run, and that's what it's all about.
For Caitlin, tonight's second quarter with that big lead was very similar to the 20-point lead you built against Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And it seemed watching those two stretches, that's about as well as you guys can play for a stretch.
Yeah.
How do you maintain that for the whole game?
Yeah. I mean, the law of averages are going to happen. Like, we were 11 for 14 from 3 in the first half, maybe 11 from 13. And we still finished it shooting it really well from the 3-point line. But, you know, I think at times I think we have to do a little bit better job of understanding, you know, sequence of the game. I think when we came out in the third quarter, it was like missed shot, tough shot, turnover. Then we kept fouling them, and they were scoring. Then we had to have Steph use a timeout. So I think as a point guard, like, just understanding sequence of the game a little bit better, and you want to, like, get us into stuff, get us into something we really know it's going to work, get us a quick bucket. But I think for us, like, it never felt like we were backpedaling. Even though they did go on their run, it never felt like we were, you know, kind of on our heels. Like, you know, we knew they were going to go on a run, and we knew we were going to come back and respond. I didn't feel like we were on our heels. And I think in the Vegas game, we were on our heels a little bit, especially in the third quarter. Like, we still obviously played well offensively in the third quarter tonight, and that was not the case versus Vegas.
Caitlin, you guys only have one game with over 13 turnovers in the last 6 games. Tonight you only had 11. What do you feel like has gotten better in that department for you guys in terms of taking care of the ball and connectivity?
Yeah, our goal is 12 every night. Like, I'm pretty sure our record is basically undefeated when we have 12 or less turnovers. So that's a big stat for us. You know, and this isn't a team that necessarily is going to turn you over. That's not really just what they do. So you really need to limit them because those are just easy buckets for them. But I think in return, like, we did a really good job of scoring off of their turnovers. I think we had, like 20 points off of their turnovers or something like that. So, you know, that's a big focus point, probably a top 3 key to win every single time we're going into a game is we want to be 12 or less. Awesome, thank you.
Steph, I do have a question about the game, but first, is there a reason you felt today was the right time to make the statement that you did before the game?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's I've made a statement before about the noise that surrounds our league, and you know, we're being hijacked for all the wrong reasons. And so, you know, I sat with this student, Tony, you got to stop doing that. And you know, I felt called today to speak.
Was there a specific event or anything that you felt pushed you to do that in this instance?
I mean, of course, like the response from Saturday, it's why, you know, it's part of, you know, why it's people presume to know who I am and have no idea. But also because these women are playing incredible basketball and they deserve to be celebrated for that. You know, and I give them a ton of credit. Like, winners focus on winning, and that's what they're doing. You know, they're winners in that locker room. They pull for each other. You guys are here a lot. You see, like, it's good vibes. It's everybody else that wants to divide us, our team and our league. And, you know, as somebody who's been around for a long, long time in this league, I'm tired of it. And, you know, I know that we as teams stand united in how we feel about this. And we've just got to continue to stay the course.
Both Caitlin and Sophie just told us they wanted to win for you tonight. What did you think of the third quarter response to push ahead and win for you from your players?
I'm just proud of them, man. I mean, you know, again, like, we've got great humans in that locker room. We got great competitors in that locker room. You know, we've got mature women in that locker room who know what it is. And, you know, I'm thankful to them. You know, those of you who have been around, you know, a year ago and this year, it's like we were fighting different demons, fighting different battles, but the same character. You know, adversity reveals your character, and this is a really special group, a really united group, and a group that I'm proud to go to work with every day.
Kind of off that note, Steph, on the topic of like outside narratives trying to dictate or divide, what is the story you want your group or your players, this team, or even just the league what is the story that people should know or should understand from what the WNBA is about?
Well, first and foremost, basketball. I mean, at the end of the day, like, our team is playing great basketball. You know, our league is the best in the world, the best athletes in the world. They should be celebrated. It's you know, we as women in particular continue to fight. We continue to try to represent the right things. And, you know, I think we're as women and as a women's league, sometimes we're an easy target. Sometimes we're an easy target. And, you know, it's unfortunate. But we've got hundreds of years of precedent of a lot of different things that are happening, you know, in our world and in our country. And we just want to try to, you know, keep the main thing. And I think it's important that we understand that we need to focus on this group and how they're playing basketball right now, because they've been playing incredible basketball. And so I'd like to stop talking about the other shit.
Hey, Steph. You've won, I think, 7 out of 9. Probably should be 8 out of 9. Do you feel like your team is coalescing at the right time, that they're playing the kind of basketball that can win a championship?
I do. I do. It's about continuing to get better. It's about continuing to grow. We knew we wanted to come out of All-Star break with some momentum, and we did that. And we want to go into World Cup break with some momentum. We're not a finished product. We want to be playing our best basketball heading into the playoffs. But everybody in this playoff hunt is one game in or one game out. And so we understand the urgency of every game, of every possession, of every situation. Our team has gotten better. Our team has gotten better, and it's a credit to every woman in that locker room.
I know we've talked a lot about Kelsey kind of during this stretch you guys are on, but kind of big picture, I mean, she was all W last season and comes back even better this season. How impressive is that to see her continuing to improve at this stage?
I mean, I'm proud of her, but I'm not surprised. She loves to hoop, man. She loves to play. And I know I say this often, but I've been watching Kelsey Mitchell for a long time. And the way that she worked when she was a freshman in college is the way that she works pregame or pre-practice or post-practice every day now. She wants to perfect her craft. We all know that chasing perfection you probably never attain, but she keeps trying, man. And she is an incredible athlete, one of the best go-to scorers in this league's history. And she continues to grow, she continues to get better, and she continues to step up, and I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, just Maisha has been back in the rotation these past couple of games. Just how did KK going into the starting lineup change how you need her for depth, and just what do you like about Maisha's games these past?
Yeah, I mean, KK in the starting lineup, allows us to bring Mo in at the 5 and play Mai at the 4. It allows us a little bit more fluid rotation. I think Mai is somebody who can play multiple positions for us. The 4 and the 5, but it's allowed us to, I think, free up some minutes for her. We still want to be mindful of our substitution patterns, but our combinations of Mo and Mai together have been really good. Of Mai and KK, and Mo and KK together have been really good, and AB and KK as well. So we just wanted to try to shore that up a little bit. Thank you.
So there's no questioning how Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham feel about their head coach. There's no questioning how Stephanie White feels about her players and their relationships. And overwhelmingly positive reviews, in support of Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham and their support of their head coach. And so they're hoping that this narrative gets put to rest and it can just be about basketball. I think that's been a recurring theme with this team, with the WNBA. Can it just be about basketball? And hopefully we're there, and we can focus on this team being a legitimate WNBA finals team. I mean, it was early in the season, defense turnovers, you can say, wasn't looking the part. Offensively, this team can overcome anything. And the fact of the matter is, I think Caitlin Clark said when they turn it over less than 12 times, they don't lose. And they've been turning it over far less. They've been bowing up on defense. That is a good New York Liberty team. The Fever beat handily on Tuesday night. Up as many as 21 in this game, up 20 several times. That's Brianna Stewart, that's Jonquel Jones, that's Sabrina Ionescu on the other side. That's a team who's won the WNBA title recently. And you can tell they had the 22-point lead they had built up against the Aces in the back of their mind, and that slipped away. Not happening here on Tuesday night. Fever back at it against the Wings on Friday, another solid team, a team that's in the playoffs as of right now in the WNBA standings. So this Fever team's coming together in more ways than one. It's great to see, especially on the court. We'll see if they can keep it up here as the WNBA season really dwindles down. Just 11 games remaining, only 3 of which at home still. So get here, take advantage of the home games while you can. Not very many remaining for the Indiana Fever, but this team's looking good right now, no question about it. Keep it locked on Channel 13 for all your coverage of Indiana Fever basketball. Of course, on our streaming platform where you're watching this right now. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see if the Fever can keep up the great basketball that they've been playing here recently. I'm Dominic Miranda here for 13 Sports, covering the Indiana Fever.